Thug was like, I had a game plan. I got a plan. I know this shit gonna work. I got out my 360 deal. And y'all niggas laughing at that.
You see I'm Southside reppin', Bigfoot steppin', Zone 3 section, this God flow perfection. Hating on the church like I ain't blessed, they section. If we ain't talking money, I got a weak connection, that's on the hood. She said get a bag, so I get it, got it good. Don't complain about my problems, I just put it in a wood. Seen a genie the other day, she said make it good. So I wish for good health, then I wish to look, it's chief, not lieutenant.
Another episode of Minnesota's #1 daily show live on Lake Street. Special guest in the building, a very tall man.
Yes, sir.
Is your artist name Michael Suave or just Suave?
Either or,
all
man.
of them.
They call me Suave, Michael Suave.
It's
Suave.
good to have monikers. It's good to have a lot of different names.
It is. It definitely is.
Because even like Kanye, we don't know what to call Kanye anymore. Is he Kanye West? Is he Kanye?
Right, Mr.
Is he
West?
Ye?
Right.
Yeezy? Yeah.
All of the above.
All the greats have
They do.
a lot of different names.
Absolutely. Hove, Jigga.
Yep. That's a fact. That's a fact. Well, welcome, man. Welcome to Live on Lake Street.
Appreciate you having me, man.
So let's get into it, man. You haven't been doing music. I mean, it's crazy. You told me off the mic 2017, and I'm like, oh, you haven't been doing that long. And then I thought about it. I'm like, that's 6 years ago. That was a long time ago.
I'm 23 now.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to think about it.
Absolutely,
and
man.
I feel like the further into the 2020s we get, the more I think like. I was thinking about memories the other day, and I'm like, oh yeah, back in 2009.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, wait a minute,
it's that's a blessing though.
It is.
Time is not promised, so to be able to say that and have time move forward is a blessing to still be in the position you're in. So
yeah, that's a fact. So let's just talk about you mentioned that you did play ball.
Yes, sir.
I feel like this is a very common story specifically for rappers.
Yes.
A lot of rappers start out with hoop dreams.
Yes.
And then hoop dreams end one way or another, usually due to injury.
Yeah.
A lot of hoopers injure those knees and they just can't.
Yes,
You know what I mean, the jump shot you might be able to splash all day, but if you can't run and move and jump,
run, and it's the conditioning at this point.
Yeah,
it's the conditioning.
So tell me if I'm wrong. Is that what happened?
That is what happened.
That is what happened.
That is what happened.
Okay.
I played ball. Ironically enough, I never played in high school, man.
Really?
It's ironic, man. I never played. I was always that tall kid in high school. Like, bro, try out for the team. Just always just doing my own thing.
Was it out of like you were stubborn? You didn't want to be that? You didn't want to just be the tall guy that played basketball? You wanted to be the tall guy that didn't play basketball?
It was more of a thing of, growing up, my passion has always been lyrics and music. I've always had a drive and a heart for that. Once high school hit, it got real structured, and I didn't want that structure. I wanted to be more creative and find my own niche,
Yep.
And I used to always show up to the games. I was be the one in the sidelines betting on the games. You know what I mean?
And all the players on the court.
And I
school
knew
looking at you
my
like,
homies. Why ain't you out there?
we need you.
Exactly
We're down
right.
50. Come get out here.
Exactly.
We need you.
But it ended up working in the long run, man. I played JUCO. I played AAU for Howard Pulley my senior year, going into my freshman year of college, and I ended up getting a scholarship to a junior college. Blessed enough to play at the national stage in junior college, and then from there I got a scholarship to play in Canada. So I went up north for about 2 years, played ball up north. And then, like you said, the injuries just started taking over. And at that point, it was just like, there was a point in time I was in Canada laying in my room, and I was watching Nipsey. I was watching a Nipsey interview.
Yeah.
And he was just talking. The interview was like, Nipsey, man, you got all this jewelry, but you talking about assets and ownership. You're not just out here spending money on liabilities and these things. And it almost brought tears to my eyes, bro.
Man.
Because I'm like, why am I not in a position to have a platform and a voice? That's been my biggest thing, is just having a platform and a voice to educate and just grow. You know what I mean? And I felt like I'm all the way up north in Saskatchewan, Canada. I love it. I love the physical conditioning part of it. I love staying in shape and taking care of myself, but why am I not in it? Why doesn't God have me in this position to have a voice?
Mm.
You know, and then lo and behold, I got injured. My mother became sick with breast cancer. So that point, she was living in Atlanta. I decided to come home to Minneapolis, finish my degree here. That was back in 2017. And once everything took place with my family, that's when I was like, you know what? I just have to step foot in what I want to do. You know?
Yeah. So essentially, you had. I mean, that's actually really dope to me. For one, there's really when you're looking for inspiration, especially when it comes to like creativity and, like you said, the business mindset in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
There's nobody better to listen to than Nipsey. Like there are Nipsey Hussle interviews that I still listen to and watch today. Like I'll watch him.
Yes, sir.
He's the only person I don't rewatch interviews other than his interviews because there's just so much knowledge and inspiration coming out of that man. So that's the perfect guy to take you from that space that you were in. Because, you know what I mean? Like you said, you like the physical, the conditioning part. I'm sure it was cool being out of the country and experiencing different cultures and shit like that, especially what you said,
Saskatchewan. About
So
12 hours north driving.
Yeah, and that's isn't there like a heavy French?
It is.
Yeah.
And pretty much Canada, it's a lot of big French population.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different people. It's a melting pot, bro.
Yeah. A lot of heavy Somalians,
right? Absolutely.
So you were out here experiencing shit, and
that's what I loved.
Yeah,
that's what I loved.
So basketball got you that.
It did. It did bring me
so that's
that.
dope, and you probably need that, to be honest.
I did.
And you know what? In all honesty, that probably gives you a leg up in what you're doing now, because a lot of the artists don't experience shit. You know, we see a lot of artists here in Minnesota that they've just been here in Minnesota, and they get comfy with I get into the club for free.
Right.
The girls like me, but they haven't had any experiences outside of
true.
here. So you got that. That's a big
Man.
thing.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Definitely. So you essentially you decided at what point did you think no more basketball? It's time to step into music. What was it that brought you there?
Man, I'll tell you, 2017 was probably the hardest, the roughest part of my life, man. My brother passed away October 2017. My only brother.
To hear that.
Appreciate it.
So mom's got hit with cancer.
Yeah.
Brother passes away.
Yeah.
Is this all in the same year?
Yes.
Wow.
My mom got hit with cancer. Brother moved to Atlanta to take care of her. I was in Saskatchewan. 6 months later, he passes.
Man.
I get a call from her, and then 6 weeks later, my mother passes.
Oh.
So at that point, I'm out.
I was hoping that story ended differently.
Nah, me too.
Man.
You know, but sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches. That's just the game of life, you know. That's the game of life.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
absolutely, man.
That's tough. My little sister died of cancer last August.
Condolences, bro. I know how that feels.
Cancer's a motherfucker. It's not. It's not fun.
I still have the cancer awareness bandanas hanging up on my wall in front of my studio, man. You know.
Yeah, tough. That's tough shit, man.
Absolutely.
That's tough. I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too.
So, was that the driving force?
You know, that was like that's like the kickstart.
Yeah.
To the bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always had the engine in me.
Yep.
I always had the heart for it.
Yep.
You know, music didn't take me anywhere just by wanting to love it. You know, basketball is what took me somewhere. But at the point where I lost my family, it's like, okay, this thing's rolling now. Yeah. I got to step foot, and it took time. I got a homie.
That changes your perspective on life.
It does, bro. It really does, and it did.
Yeah.
You know, my best friend, he also makes music. He's the one who got me into it. Shout out Jim, Joyous Everlasting Harmonious Music. That's like my little bro and big bro. There was a period where I was just going through it, man, and he's like, bro, you just got to start writing. You got to get back writing. You got to get back recording. I'm like, man, what? No. What? No. I'm like, no. He's like, no, now's the time. And lo and behold, as time progressed and I started healing, you know, we just started getting rolling. And I was fortunate enough to be able to buy my own studio. You know, I didn't have to come out of pocket paying for studio time.
That's major.
It is. It's a major key. Major key. Because when you start paying these producers for time, and you got your friends wanting to come in there.
Yeah.
They want to use it as a smoke spot, drinking spot.
Yeah, and that can be cool. That can create a vibe.
It's
But
fun.
the problem is it's not your space.
Exactly.
Somebody else's space. It's only your space for as long as you paid for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you're on the timer too.
And you're on the timer. Exactly.
Ticking.
Somebody else looking to come in and party with their friends next.
Yeah, you got the next session rolling in, sitting on the couch. Now you feeling rushed.
Yeah.
Got the producer rushing, mixing your things.
Yeah.
Bouncing files early.
Yep.
You got to have time to find your sound. And, I find the best time to record is early in the morning when I first wake up.
And they say that's the most creative time of the day, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me, right?
Yeah,
You're just
for
coming out of a
sure.
slumber. Hopefully, if you sleep.
Right, get some good rest.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
productive.
Okay, so you jumped head first,
Head first.
started
man.
writing,
Yes, sir.
got right to it,
Got right to it.
said basketball's done,
Yes, sir.
time to live the life that
That I felt was in me.
was supposed to be living.
Yes, sir.
I mean, not to say that all your experiences before that weren't important, you didn't need it, but
Ultimately, where I want to be.
ultimately where you want to be.
Yes, sir.
And so when you step into music like that, and not late in life because you're still young, but a lot of artists, they have that story. I've been rapping since I was 4.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you step in with a game plan? Is it let's do singles? I'm working on an
Yes,
album.
sir.
Like
That's a great
what are you
question, yeah.
doing?
I did have a game plan. When I initially started, it was I'm dropping singles.
Yeah.
Right. So I put videos out for every song. I needed visuals. Shout out to High Def.
Yeah, and I see you work with him a lot.
Shout out to Limit Breaker Studios, Ben Hughes. Both of y'all been amazing. It just came from a vision. I wanted to have visuals, because when you first hit the scene, you want people to see and hear you.
Yeah.
Nobody expected me to come out with music.
Yeah.
So I did that probably for like the first 7 or 8 tracks. Moved to Cali, kept the singles rolling. Then quarantine hit in 2020. So that gave me a lot of time in California. The clubs were closed.
Yeah, Cali was not the greatest place to be during quarantine.
Ah.
Well, it depends on who you are, but
Yeah.
for a lot of people, it was, the rules and limitations were heavy.
Because in Cali it hit quick because the population is so big.
Yeah.
And there's so many people. And it spread like wildfire. I mean, it went to a ghost town. I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I ain't even have cable at the time, right? I
Oh.
I don't do the TV. I'm locked in. And so when I walked out, I didn't even know it was quarantine until I'm seeing toilet paper missing, all the medicine cabinets is gone. I'm like, what the hell is going on out here?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
What was the driving force behind moving to Cali? Was it music?
To be completely honest with you, man, it was more of a thing of, Minneapolis sometimes has a tendency to pull energy from you.
Talk about it.
And I at the time I didn't know that wasn't normal until I got into a different environment that fed me. And a lot of people here have bigger egos than what reality will bring them, So I had to step away to learn that,
Yeah.
because I started my breakout was here, Shout out all the DJs that are here, but it just wasn't feeding my career and me personally, man.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that seems to be the Minnesota story. That's the Minnesota story.
but there's negatives everywhere. So
Of course.
you roll with the punches.
Yeah, I feel like we're sort of learning. I feel like over the last year or two, at least I am. I can't speak for everyone. That we're sort of uncultured when it comes to understanding the business side of
Right.
music. I've said this many times. There's 2 words in this. It's the entertainment business, and I feel like we don't quite understand the business side, and you do have to kind of experience somewhere else
You do.
that has that.
That does. And it's so ironic because we have a rich culture of music
We do.
here.
We do.
Prince came from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Some of the greatest producers in music, Jimmy
Yeah.
Jam and Terry Lewis. I mean, yeah.
and it's just like, why does it take? We just put up a Prince mural.
Yep.
Why it takes so long to put up a Prince mural? You know what I mean? It's
Because we're haters.
I don't want to say.
I mean, I really think that there is an element to that. I think that's a broad statement, and I don't mean that as like to disrespect, but it's true. Like, even when somebody goes out, you know, say you and finds and gets cultured in the aspect of business, and they try to bring it back here and introduce it, or even not even just bring it back here, but just introduce it because they understand it. Right. I mean, we've gone through that here at Live on Lake Street. Like, we do some things here that is common in the industry, but not here. And then when we do it, it gets hated on. People get angry at it. You know, so we are kind of some haters a little bit.
You know, a little bit. But the thing, and I was just talking to South about that. I was just saying, man, this platform. You know, like, how did you start the platform? Because this is so innovative for the city to have.
I think so.
I believe so. I know so. You know
I really don't. We talk about it all the time. Yeah. What would life be without Live on Lake Street here?
Hey,
boring as fuck.
Real.
Boring as fuck.
That's real.
And we've birthed, I don't care what anybody says, I'll say it on the mic. We have birthed a lot of other platforms. Even if it was in spite of us, we have birthed a lot of other platforms.
Absolutely. And it's such a big, it's an accomplishment to be able to feed other artists, you know, because, I mean, with social media nowadays, you know, we were just talking about this social media, you never know who is legit. You know, you never know who is official. You never know what's going to happen on the back end when you send these deposits. When you reach out for artwork for your singles, you never know. And to have good business is always appreciated. So,
yeah, and on top of that, I think one of the things that I think is not highlighted enough maybe is you can come up here and say anything you want. I'm not going to stop you from saying shit.
Right.
People get mad at me for that. But you could, like, utilize this opportunity. Come up here. Say what you want.
Right.
And if you say some shit that I think is wrong, I'm going to give you pushback.
Right.
And we might have a full-blown argument right here on the mics. So not enough people, I think, utilize this microphone the way that they can.
Exactly.
And I don't know if it's just out of fear of, like, people giving pushback or being mad at them or whatever. But
yeah, and that's part of being an artist and being an influencer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's an opinion. You know, you're entitled to your opinion and how you feel, and it's your duty as an influencer to express your opinion. You know what I mean? Just owe it to yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, even look at Kanye right now. I don't agree with most of the shit he's doing right now, but I agree with his right to do it.
You know, there's a lot going on right now.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
There is.
And you know, there's a lot going on with NBA players and their opinions and the platform that they've been blessed to have. You know, and you could think what you want, you know, but it is their duty to speak on the topics that they feel are important to them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe duty might not be the right word in my opinion, but I do think it's important.
Important, exactly.
I do think it's important for people to speak up and say how they feel, and you know, when you got a major platform, I think that it's very important.
Absolutely.
You don't have to, but I prefer you to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to know what LeBron thinks about things.
Yeah, and that's my thing too. You know, LeBron, I love LeBron too, because LeBron, I don't care what nobody says.
He's a liar, though.
Why you say LeBron a liar?
Man, he is constantly lying.
You think so?
Oh my God, it's funny.
Them checks.
It's funny though. I think it's funny.
So is it commendable to keep your mouth shut for a check?
No.
To feed your family?
Nah, but I think it's. Sometimes I think LeBron takes his what he believes to be his duties too seriously. You know,
as a face of the NBA.
It's like sometimes he gets political in spaces where we don't need that. We shouldn't. I don't want that. Say how you really feel. Don't
like Kyrie.
Don't protect your businesses and your assets all the time. Like you're LeBron. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
You're not Kyrie.
Right.
You're not Kyrie.
That's right.
Like so
That's right.
I did. There was a moment where where he kind of spoke out against Kyrie publicly. Even if that's really how he felt in that moment, I would have preferred him to just say, you know what, I'll talk to Kyrie.
Right.
Not
you know, I think I see LeBron holding himself back somewhat in how he speaks about topics.
He does.
You know, and I don't know if it's because of, you know, his endorsements.
That's what I think it is.
Or if it's because of his connection with the NBA.
But here's the thing that I think nobody thinks about LeBron. He has a child that is about to be in the league as well.
Exactly.
And I think people, especially people that don't have kids, don't understand, like, you're leaving a trail
Yes.
behind you.
Yes.
Now your kid has to follow that.
Yes.
So LeBron can't
It's
do
very
too
important.
much
It's very important.
because it's kind of like if I go into my kid's school screaming at the teachers, talking about
Right.
"fuck you're doing, my kid's not wrong. My kid didn't do this."
Mhm.
Well, now my kid's got to go to school every
That's
day
right.
and deal with them people. I
That's
don't.
right.
So if I come in there acting crazy, he's going to be the one that they're going to take it out on.
And that's what you got to take into consideration.
You know what I
too.
mean? So that does matter. That does make a difference. And now,
Absolutely.
so I don't know. I love LeBron.
He's a good player.
He's a GOAT. He's one of the GOATs.
Yeah,
he's one of the
for
greatest.
sure.
But you're right. I don't know if they necessarily have a duty, but it's definitely important.
It is.
And I do care what LeBron has to say.
Facts.
That matters to me. So let's move forward. So now not only are you doing music, but now you have a distribution deal.
Yes, sir.
So talk to me about your distribution deal with Sony with
Yeah,
Sony
so they
Orchard.
reached out. It's at this stage of my career, I always say there's 3 levels. There's that introductory stage where you're just finally getting your music out there.
Yeah.
And then there's a second stage to where you finally get some support. And then third is a national stage, right? And I feel like there's always 3 stages to it, and I'm just starting to touch that second stage.
Okay.
You know, and to that note, I feel that there's never a finish line in this thing. You know what I mean? A lot of people step in thinking, oh yeah, once I get that deal, once I get them shows, or once I get through the door without the cover fee, I done made it. That's not it, man. You can look at Nipsey. It's a marathon. You know what I mean? It's not a sprint. And the longer it takes to get there, the longer you'll be in that position. So that's the way I look at it, man. This is something that I love.
The longer it takes to get there, the
more you can sustain the position.
the
that
stronger
you're
the
in.
hold is going to be. Yeah, no, you're right about
Absolutely.
that. That's
Absolutely.
good. That's a good note. So, and you also highlighted something that I think is important as well, right there. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. Oh, the work starts when you get to that. If we're going off of what you just said, that there's 3 levels, right?
Yes, sir.
If you think you had to work hard to get to that 3rd level, wait till you see how hard you got to work
To sustain
to maintain that level.
Man,
That's the part that I think
Right.
most humans don't even
Right.
understand, because it's not even just in music,
That's
it's in
it.
anything.
That's it.
If you're working your way up to be the CEO of a
Yes.
company, all that work you did, real hard work,
It don't
right?
stop.
But once you're the
It
CEO,
don't stop.
now the work really starts.
I mean, look, we up what time? It's 10 a.m., 10:30.
Yeah.
We all got up early this morning. We all had the same 24 hours
Yeah.
in a day. You know what I mean? It's not always sweet. It's not always beautiful, but we get it done. You know, like I peep everybody hustling. You know what I mean? Southside, I be seeing bruh getting up, doing his little cardio thing, doing his workout thing. I got up at 6:30 this morning too, did my little workout thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. It translates to all aspects of whatever you're trying to get done. You know what I mean? And that's where Suave comes from, because it's a way of life. It's about higher elevation. It's about reaching your full potential, you know, and grabbing everything that's for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's huge. A lot of people be out here doing things with untapped potential. They ain't tapped into it yet.
Yeah, I think most people, and a lot of it is just people, they haven't quite figured out what's
Facts.
for them. Some people never figure it out, man.
Facts.
Some people work that 9 to 5 until they die and never figure it out.
You know, and I'm not gonna knock anybody working a 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that 9 to 5 can feed your endeavors what you want to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I think I was out in California, and there's a dude, Mr. Organic, from out here.
Yep. Shout out
You
to
know what I
Mr.
mean? Shout out Organic. You know, just looking up to young brothers in the city who are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who have dreams to do bigger things, and they don't get caught up in the hype and the clout, and they expand their reach and expand their brand, and they bring it back to the city, and they bring it to other cities, and they feed other people. They put out inspiring content. I think that is huge. That is huge for
Yeah.
innovators. You know?
Yeah, it is. Now he's another great example of somebody that
Absolutely.
has really done it.
Absolutely,
Like
man.
really, really done it. Like you look at
Yes,
what
sir.
his life was. I mean, I interviewed Mr. Organic. Would have been for about 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And he was on the come up.
Yeah.
He was doing great things then. Even then,
Yeah.
he was doing. His YouTube was popping. But now you look at him and it's like, yeah, he's really done everything he said he was going to do and more.
Preach. That's heavy.
And he's never backed down on this is what I'm going to do.
Right.
and
That's-
then done it.
Manifestation. It's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
It's real. I mean, look, man, I'm going to dive even deeper for you. Recently, man, I just had to stop smoking the herb. I done smoked herb my whole life. You know what I mean? Ain't knocking nobody smoke herb. I might still tap the wood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But whenever if you are striving for something and then you indulge in something and it puts any seed of doubt, any second thought into what you're trying to get done,
Yeah.
you got to drop it, bruh. What means the most to you, bruh? What do you really want out here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you really want? What do you want to grab? And that's just me. I can't talk for nobody else.
No, you're right. You're right about that. It's the only thing that I'd say. It's not even pushback. It's just, it's hard. Life is hard.
Hell yeah, it's hard.
Life is hard. Life
Hell
is hard.
yeah.
Hard as fuck, man.
Talking two brothers sitting across from each other who experienced loss.
Yeah.
Life is very hard.
Yeah, it's
life
tough.
life is rough and it's unpredictable. It's rocky. It's hard.
And I got really bad news for everybody. It don't get
Easier.
Easier.
Hell no, it don't.
No,
So
it
why make it
doesn't.
harder on yourself?
Yeah.
But that's a different topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what I want to grab.
yeah.
And
What
I'm not saying I'm there yet.
What is it that you want to grab?
You know,
What's your end game?
my end game is, you know, ever since I was like 10 or 11, I just want to be successful. Anytime I look at the clock and say 11:11, I just want to be successful, bro. That's all I say.
Okay.
When I say my prayers, I ask God to do everything I need to do in order to get into the position I want to be successful. I don't pray for success. I don't pray for the end goal. I pray for the avenue to get there. And it's the journey to get there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's my whole stilo, man.
Do you want Grammys?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. You know, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say I haven't put the work in to get that. Because I haven't. You know, I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. You know, I'm getting to the point to where I want to sit in front of that mic once a day, at least touch it once a day.
Yeah.
Even if the mic's off and I'm mixing my music, once a day, feeding that energy. You know, so I do want to get acknowledged on a major level.
You want that big spotlight and everything. That
Absolutely,
Comes
and everything that comes with it.
with it. Yeah.
You know, recently I was just casted for some reality shows. You know, Are You the One reached out
Oh shit.
last summer in June. I think the process started in April. You know, I was in California. I was blessed enough to meet a couple of ex cast members. So we used to be out in the parties, you know, getting the bottles, having fun, and then they turned into producers on the show, casting agents. So they reached out. It was like a 4-month process of me doing interviews, getting passports together. I got vaccinated for this damn thing.
Damn.
Doing, you know, meeting with matchmakers, talking about my past. I had to pull family archives of my daddy, my mama. You know, I'm hashing out, opening up old wounds for these people, telling them my life story. You know, because a lot of people don't know that my father's in prison right now. My daddy's in prison facing the death penalty right now.
Jeez.
So it's me. You know, I got a baby girl, you know. She's a year old now, but it's just me, you know. And so when they came calling, growing up, I'm fit for that.
Yeah.
Time
you got the image for it. You got the look for it.
Appreciate it. You
Yeah.
know, but they hit me back.
Might be a little tall.
A little too tall for the camera, man. I might have to do a little
You're gonna have
couple
to
squats to get, you
You're
know.
gonna have to zoom out.
Yeah, kneel down a little bit, but you know they hit me up at the last minute, a week before the show was supposed to. It was in it's in where are they casting it? In Spain, in Europe somewhere. They hit me up. We were supposed to leave June 9th. They hit me up June 1. Sorry, unfortunately, you didn't make the final cut. It happens. You know, there's so many hands in the decision making. You know how that go.
But I assume that has to probably put you in a database somewhere.
You know, they said we will keep you in mind for future
Yeah.
seasons. And a promise is a comfort to a fool, man. So I'm keeping the ball rolling. I'm keeping my head up. You know, that hit me for a while, too. You know, that hit me for a while. I was down a little bit after that.
Yeah. How could you not be?
Exactly. But and that's when, to touch on your point about having a game plan, you know, back in quarantine, I dropped 2 mixtapes. No Distractions 1 and No Distractions 2.
Okay.
The first one has been a compilation of all the songs I've done since I started rapping in 2017. No Distractions 2, I literally put 12 tracks together probably within 2 months of me locking in during quarantine. It wasn't mixed properly to the liking that I think the standard it should be at.
It's a big deal.
It's huge. As a perfectionist, it's huge.
Yep.
So I ended up pulling those down, and I switched the game plan. I switched the game plan back to singles with no visuals, and I'll tap in on the visuals as I see fit. Because as an independent artist, you are the bag, and it's huge for ownership. But at the same time, you have to be realistic about your finances and what you're putting your finances to and towards, and also keep in mind the end goal. So I'm gonna drop these singles. I probably got about 50 tracks, that nobody has heard, and I revamped my Instagram. I learned how to do the graphic design for my teasers. There was a point where I'm like, man, I can't pay these guys $50 a pop for every video just to put together a World Star teaser.
Yeah, just learn to do it yourself.
Yeah, get Adobe Premiere.
Yeah.
Get Logic Pro, or not Logic, whatever the little editing software, and just put it together, man. Get your screenshots.
Yeah.
Get the fonts right.
Yep.
And you're in the game.
Yeah, you can learn to do anything nowadays.
Absolutely,
Get yourself
bro.
To do anything as long as you got the time.
Absolutely, bro.
As long as you got the time. So so the game plan has changed, but what is the game plan going forward?
So, now, man, like I said, I'm trying to be more diligent on my recordings, touching that mic every day, keeping in touch with the distribution part of it, and just staying consistent with whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Making sure that I'm releasing, social media posts, every week. I'm trying to drop 2 singles a week. I will drop 2 singles a week, keep my listeners engaged, and just keep rolling and see what that brings, man. I'm not looking for any end goal. I'm just looking to stay consistent on my A, B's, and C's.
Yeah, I think that's the key right there. Is
Absolutely, man.
Whatever you're going to do it consistently. That's
Absolutely.
the key. Because we're all, especially nowadays, humans are all unfortunately, we're being programmed by our social media.
Yeah.
So if you can program your
Yeah.
following, that's a win.
Absolutely.
If they can come to expect something from you at specific times.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't understand that. I think if you post every Monday at 10 a.m. and then every
it boils down
2
to that
p.m.
too.
and then,
It boils down to that too.
Yep, you're programming people.
Yo, I got alarms on my phone for when I post on which days.
Yeah, that's key. That's big.
Major key.
That's a big deal. That's good. Stay disciplined.
Yes, sir.
Stay consistent.
That's what it's about.
And I mean, we don't know. You got to. It's tough. It's a tough industry to really break into. It's tough to get there, but
it is.
That's the
It
only
is a
thing.
tough industry, man, and it's not pretty.
No, it's dangerous and ugly.
We were just talking about
Dark.
that. It is. It's dark.
Yeah.
And, you can get used and abused, and so you just that's why it's so important to have your own game plan, man. And I'm not saying you got to stay independent. If that bag calls, bro, you better grab that bag if that's what you need to feed your people. Grab it.
There's no black and white.
There's no right way to do it, wrong way to do it.
It's what's right for you is right for you. And
You
you might
know?
find out that what you thought was right for you wasn't right for
What's
you.
right for you? Shit, they people be knocking 360 deals. You come calling with that 360. I'm gonna be doing my national stages, my shows, my interviews, however you need me to do it. Give me that bag.
Yeah.
And then that's what's that that meme that Thug said. Thug was like, what's Thug say? Thug was like, I had a game plan. I got a plan. I know this shit gonna work. I got out my 360 deal.
Yep.
And y'all niggas laughing at that. But look where Thug in prison now because he made some decisions, he may have made some decisions that put him in that position.
Yeah,
Who knows what happened?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But as far as his business and his game, he's on a national platform and still is.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with the decisions that he done made.
Nope.
So it's a learning experience, bro.
It
It
is.
really is. It's a
is.
learning experience, bro.
It is. So you got singles out now, videos out now.
Yep, probably got about 9 or 10 videos on my channel. Still looking for more artists to work with as far as like videographer, even features. I think a big thing is to reach out to different artists to do features and collab. Like shout out Suave. I done watched his interview on your platform. My first single or my first song, I ain't even dropped that much. It was in Suave's studio. I used to, I knew his DJ, Fresh. I knew his DJ, and he was like, yeah, bro, I got to come through. I pulled up, mixed it, mastered it, was 100 with me and my homie Jim. You know, I still got the song in my phone, but you know, I think it's huge. A lot of people just have egos that just don't fit reality when it comes to their whole image. You know what I mean? They just got these egos that I'm only doing my own thing. I don't want to touch that. I don't want to get involved in that. I got my own thing going on.
Yeah, art's supposed to be collaborative, man.
We are.
It's supposed to be collaborative.
That's the goal, right? That's the goal.
I mean, I'm not an artist, so I shouldn't speak for artists, but last time I checked, art is supposed to be collaborative.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we shouldn't be. Nobody's in a position. If you're local, if you're local,
right.
I don't mean that as a term of disrespect. I know a lot of artists take that disrespectfully. You're not in a position to just be shutting shit down. Like,
nah, man, you're not.
You're not Drake. You know what I mean? Like,
man,
you shouldn't. People don't be choosy based on your ego.
You know,
work with people that.
And when you're up, reach down, reach back. When you're up, reach back.
I'm seeing more of that.
Yeah,
I think it's getting better.
I think so too.
We're seeing more of that. But yeah, I agree. So, last question for you: top 3 artists in Minnesota that you would like to work with.
Okay,
I'm gonna make it a little easier. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Top 3 artists you'd like to work with.
Top 3 artists I would like to work with. You know, that's tough for me too, bro. Of course, I got to put Jim. I've already worked with Jim, so I can't put him in that. I got to do a better job of touching in. I think I seen a young cat named Brand New drop a single on Instagram. I like his sound.
Okay.
I think he's tough. You know, I'd like to work with who else I like to work with. You know, I used to listen to Rocky. I was like, why everybody hating on Rocky, man? What happened to Rocky, man? You know what I mean? What happened to Rocky, man? Like, nobody like Rocky no more, man. Look, Rocky did his thing coming up in Minneapolis, bro. You can't knock it. Rocky had a platform, him and Fly. Rest in peace, Fly. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Everybody used to watch Rocky videos. Why everybody knocking on Rocky now?
Probably because he stole from him. I don't know. That's what it sounds like. Rocky's never done nothing wrong to me, so I can't.
He ain't done nothing wrong to me neither.
I don't have any problem.
I
with
ain't got no problem with nobody like that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you don't cross me personally.
But there's a lot of people out there that say.
I done heard that too.
Yeah, scam the shit out of them. But hey, if you got scammed,
I done heard that too. But that's a personal issue.
Yeah,
that's a personal issue.
Don't get scammed.
Don't get scammed.
Be smarter.
Be smarter. We live in 2023 now, bro. That's the name of the game. It's scamming.
Yeah. If you got scammed, you got scammed.
You got scammed.
That's on you.
That's on you. Look, and the thing is, like I told myself before, like I'm not sending niggas money through Instagram no more. That's deaded because I done got scammed before too.
Yeah, of course.
You got to be cautious, bro. But at the same time, bro, you got to give credit where it's due.
Yeah.
You got to give credit where it's due.
I think most people do give Rocky his credit.
I hope so, man. Because he influenced me with the visuals of Ben Hughes. That's how I heard about Ben Hughes.
Of course.
You know, that's how I heard about him. So, you know, I work with Rocky. I work with South too. You know what I mean? Like I'll work with anybody who is motivated in the same light that I'm motivated on.
Yeah.
You could be a contrast to my sound. You could be a mirror to my sound. You know what I mean? There's another dude growing up, coming up here. Latavion, like I'm probably naming names that y'all probably don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
You know, but there's a couple of tracks. I listened to a couple of tracks. Trenches, hard. It's melodic. It's smooth. It's produced the right way.
Okay.
You know, and so, you know, there's a couple of artists I like to work with, man. But the biggest thing is just to fall in love with the process, bro. Yeah. If we can get in the studio and we can rock and we can vibe, man, let's rock and vibe.
Yeah.
We ain't even got to put the track out. Let's just rock and vibe and let these energies flow and collab and see what come to it.
Yep.
What come out of it.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
That's the biggest thing.
For sure. Well, shit, man, I appreciate your time. I think you seem to have a good head on your shoulders, man.
Appreciate that, man.
I think you got the right mindset for it.
Yeah.
You still got to be an anomaly, though.
What do you mean by that?
It's a tough industry to break into.
Whew. Yeah, that's facts. That's definitely facts.
So,
sometimes a controversy will break that shell for you.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
You got a controversy up your sleeve? Don't say it on the mic. Don't say it on the mic. Just do it. Just do it. Don't say it.
Yeah.
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 Well, where can
maybe I'll get some face tats or something.
Where can they find you to keep up with all the controversy? If they want to see the controversy,
you can find me official Suave _ Facebook Michael Suave, Twitter official Suave 1. And then I got the YouTube channel as well.
Okay.
We growing, we expanding. I ain't going nowhere. And that's just how we rocking, man. Live on Lake Street. I appreciate you having me.
For sure. I appreciate you,
It's a
man.
blessing, man. I actually brought y'all a gift, man. You got me talking.
Oh, dope.
You know what I mean? It's not much, bro.
I love
you know,
gifts.
But what's this? The Bel Air.
hey.
This the loop Bel Air too. This the white
beautiful.
one.
That's beautiful, man.
I like the
We
what
appreciate it.
Kodak say? I like the white one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smooth, man.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, sip you some.
Well, we appreciate it, man. Thank
I
you.
appreciate y'all. For
And
sure.
I'll be watching, man.
Yes, sir, bro.
And send me some music. Send me some music from the guys that you just named that I didn't know.
Yeah, and go check out my single, man. I did a feature with Game. You know, that's why I said about reaching back is huge, bro. You know what I mean? Giving platforms.
Yeah.
Got a feature with Game. You know what I mean? Run that up. Run it up. I got like 5 more singles out, so you know, look for me, man.
Sure. Appreciate your time, man.
Sir,
All right, another episode of Live on Lake Street. I'm Jake Faircloth. Follow me everywhere at Jake Faircloth1.
Damn, Woody. In high school, I let it blam, Woody. I wasn't playing, Woody. I'm coming straight out the south. Hey, genius, best watch your mouth. When I put up on P&B right, then ain't he come out. You moving ounces, I just moved 100 things in a drought. You want the south side, outside the fence of your house. You talking all that, then wanna come talk it out. If you ain't talking money,